Yo, good day, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in this morning. Hope you all are doing good today. Happy Wednesday. It's been a couple days. Okay. Oh my god, look out. It's Ninja has been mutated by a delegate. Run away. Dude, I'm dying right now. Where did it go? Where'd that integer go? What's up, Emor? Welcome in, dude. Were you able to do any more research on that little problem there, buddy? Oh, Jesus. That was bad. That was bad. That was really bad. Man, so today, everyone, we are on day... What are we, day 5 now? Yeah, day 5. We're on day 5 of this new version of Cycles, version 1.3.2. On Monday? Yesterday's Tuesday. On Monday, we released a new beta version, version 1.3.2 beta or build number 8. So if you are a beta tester, go ahead and check out that latest build. Make sure you download it. Get all the greatest cool stuff. Apparently that's how it's always been. I must have been tripping. Damn, okay. I had a feeling it had something to do with that delegate, but still really weird. It wasn't like a clear explanation of why that was happening. So it is what it is, man. But I'm glad that it works. I hope that it's now going much smoother for you. But yeah, so today we're going to be working on build number 9, and that's going to be continuing on our refactoring the onboarding flow, essentially removing the storyboard references, getting rid of all that poop. We stopped here on the party pooper screen, and it's actually having some issues. If you don't remember, we ended up having this issue where when we would push from this controller, this would kind of linger, and then once this controller was set and you could see it, this one would then disappear. It was really weird. We're going to test again today. If it's still happening, it's something we're going to have to look at towards the end of the 28 days, because I'm honestly not sure. And I think it has to do with how Swift is deallocating these views. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, no problem, dude. So this Sketch program, is it something like your prototype UI, or is it a UI system of Xcode? Yeah, that's a great question. Sketch is actually a software in itself. And it's a way to prototype UI. You can make icons from it. You can make, you can prototype things on it as well. It has like little plugins you can get for it. It's like a whole store, and they have, I think, paid plugins, and they also have free plugins. So depending on what you're looking for, Sketch is kind of like a much lighter version of Photoshop. That's how I always like to peg it. Is it for Windows? No, unfortunately, it also is only for Mac OS. Only for Mac. I think there are programs out there where you can take a sketch file and open it in the browser, or using a like downloaded sketch file on Windows. I'm not sure. I've never actually used one. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be working on today, folks. I'm going to go ahead. The first thing I want to do is actually change the build number, because we pushed all this up to the beta branch, and now it is time to change that build number, because we are working on the next build version of this. And we don't want to forget that there. Yeah, man, it's pretty good. I know a lot of people really like it. I kind of started with this. I interned at a startup company when I was in college or university. And They all use Max, and they all use Sketch for all the UI prototyping and all that stuff. So I think maybe that's why I got so into Mac from the beginning, is because I started at this place where they used all of that. So that's just what I learned on, you know? All right, change in build number. Oh, and everyone, our new Pog emote is live. So if you're a tier 1 sub or up, you can do Adalan Pog, and you get the awesome new Pog emote. We got a new raid message coming later on today as well, so make sure you stick around for that. It looks cool, kind of makes me want to create my own alternative for Windows. It's awesome, man. I can't use Photoshop for my life, but I can use Sketch. Like, I actually feel somewhat confident in the fact that I can do this. So, I love it. It's just like very simple and straightforward in my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and build our iPhone 10 app here. FK Thor, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Morning to you, friend. How's it going today? All right, let's see. So I think I'm going to have to actually reinstall the app on this device, if I can remember. If I can remember, we actually went through the flow. So we got to make sure that flag is false. Maybe not. Don't really remember. Let's find out. Yeah, we did. Okie dokie. Let's do this real quick. Just gotta delete this so we can get to the onboarding flow right now. That will start us up. Sketch is kind of cool since you can other test the layout of an app without having Sketch installed for a Mac. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, in a sense, for sure. In a sense, for sure. Sketch can definitely be used for that. But at the same time, it's always good to be able to test your UI on a device, you know? The data couldn't be read because it isn't in the correct format. Why? What? For my service request? Yeah, that was weird. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. I'm not sure what that was. All right, so we're here. This is our screen that one of the screens we've already done. Sounds like you need a delegate. Dude. So if you didn't know, Swift is actually known as a protocol-oriented framework. Or protocol-oriented language, I should say. And it actually uses tons of delegates. So you're right. We do need tons of delegates. Dude, that's fine, man. That's fine. We should make a command for where's the delegate or something like that. We can add that in there. But this was the first view that we ended up fixing up. That's good to go. So if I don't allow this, so that actually seemed to work this time. And I had this weird feeling that it could have been the not the protocol. Now I'm thinking of delegates, dude. What the heck? I had a feeling it could have been the simulator. That could have been messing up. So maybe that's what the issue is, but we'll see. We'll just keep going on with this. So this is another view that we finish in our onboarding flow here. That's the denied alerts view right here. But whoa, wait a minute. What? Actually, this looks like the old code. Oh, I remember. I forgot. Let me check out my stash list. I'm pretty sure I stashed it. Yes, I stashed it. I did that for the last build that we did. Yeah, so you have your onboarding stuff there. I didn't want to include this yet because it wasn't ready. Let's rebuild that. Wow, that would have been really bad. Oh, what is a delegate? I've never used one that I know of. Yeah, so a delegate in programming is basically a piece of logic that runs that essentially says, it sends out this, you can think of it as like a big flare in your program, right? You're programming and all of a sudden some event happens, right? So your delegate shoots up this flare gun and it's like, bah, yo, this event just happened. Anyone who's listening to me or anyone who can see my flare, go ahead and run this piece of code. And so a delegate is basically a way to trigger actions throughout your code, where those pieces of code are listening to that action, if that makes sense, or waiting for that action to be announced. Yeah, in a sense, it's kind of like a pointer, somewhat. I think of it more of it like on a notification basis, right? Like when I click a button in an application or I tap a button here, I need something to happen, maybe in another piece of my code, or I need an event to always happen at this point. So I always think of it as like a trigger or this like flare that goes up in my code saying that this thing just happened. Yeah, that was it. So you just saw that. It kind of like, so it's like a notification internally. Yeah, exactly. It's like an internal notification in a sense. What I would suggest is definitely check out delegates on Wikipedia or Google or whatever source you use. But for a more technical reason behind it. But I always like explaining it like that because I think it's a lot easier to digest for people. So, yeah, hope that helps, man. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll show you all some delegates here, some that I've created a bit later on, but like technically when you're scrolling through a like table on iOS or even on Android, what's happening is it's actually calling delegates as you scroll. So I touch the screen and I swipe, right? A delegate, there's like multiple delegates that are being fired off. One is being fired off saying, hey, my scroll view just moved. Another one's being fired off saying, hey, this is going to be the ending point of my scroll after I lift my finger up. Another one's going to be, hey, my scroll just ended. Another one will be like, hey, this is the point of the screen that I touched. Like tons of delegates are being fired off by just one swipe of your finger on your phone. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so it looks like now we have the right code, which is really nice. So this is basically saying if you deny alerts, I'm going to pop this view and tell you like, hey, Cycles really utilizes this, so maybe you should considering accept it. Here's how to do it. You have this cool button here. So we can go through that and then move on to our next view here. And so now we're going to go ahead and move on to our title section here. Yeah, and this section is basically just setting up how to create a cycle. Start off like with a title. Pretty amazing how much our small devices can do now. Yeah, dude, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Wait, so this is it? Oh, right. I was waiting. I was going to wait to see if I could fix that problem. Yeah. Okay, so let's just add our code here for now, though. Refactoring onboarding section and adding support for iOS 11 plus. Yeah, I forgot we did that. So we actually, cycles used to only be iOS 10 and up. We've actually moved that target to now be iOS 11 and up, based on the fact that in the past month, in January essentially, we only have about 4% of users on iOS 10 and downloads and stuff like that, which wasn't enough to keep some of the stuff we'd had to do. So we bumped that up to iOS 11. Alrighty, so here we're going to go with our same flow. Essentially remove these guys. And we're going to go to our storyboard here. And what I do is I hide all this, and then we can go ahead and we can start implementing it in code. So hide that, hide that, hide that. That's already hidden. Why is this already hidden? It's not. Okay. I was looking at something else. Oh, and I guess oh, right. This one doesn't have a button. This one just uses the return on the keyboard. Okay. So that's good there. Then we're going to come over here. We comment all those fields out. All that linked to you. Oh, right. We need to also unlink what we have here to our actual controller, just so we don't get references all mixed up. That will be real annoying to deal with. So like stuff like that. Stuff like that. This is all just a way to link what we have in the storyboard to our view controller, which is a really easy way to get started, but definitely not necessary. Okay, cool. So we got those actions here, and our view did load. So like we did with the other parts, we're going to start with actually creating our properties. So we just use our same view here. And so one thing I noticed about these outlets is the fact that they all have a weak reference. And that's the reason why I'm thinking the other view was all messed up. If these outlets are going to have a weak view, that means the garbage collector in Swift is going to come by and deallocate these as soon as the view's gone. If we don't have we don't specify it's a weak reference, it's specified as a strong reference, which probably won't get picked up by garbage collection when that view is dismissed. So I think maybe we can test it out here. I'm going to set all of our properties to a weak reference, and let's see if that changes anything. And then if that works, we can start changing that stuff up in our other view there, which would be really awesome. So let's do let title label. Let's call this let add title label. Nah, let's just keep the same. Just gonna keep the same. But we do need to set weak here. So it'd be weak var. And we have to do a weak reference, it has to be a var. Oh, this was the issue. Here it has to have a, I think it has to be instantiated immediately or something along those lines. I don't remember. Maybe if I do this, let's try this out. And we'll do let label equal UI label. And so essentially we create a new label here. Then we're going to say, hey label, translate our auto resizing mask is going to be false, so we can actually update our views, and then return label here. Yo, me too, what's up? Do you do Android Dev too? How do you develop an app that works across both, or do you typically develop two separate apps? Yeah, it's a good question, man. So I don't develop Android apps. I have done a little bit of it, but I've always stuck with iOS. It's just something that I've been more interested in. there are a lot of different tools out there to develop cross-platform apps. One big one right now that uses JavaScript is called React Native. That's created by Facebook. And essentially, you can write one code base in JavaScript, and you can use that code base to work on both Android and iOS. But if you want to write native code, for example, we're using Swift, you would have to write two separate code bases or two separate apps. And there's benefits in, of each of why you'd use one or the other. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Umorx is also correct. You can use things like Unity if you're doing games. I heard yesterday Unity actually exports to even like Wii, PlayStation 4, all that stuff, and I had no idea. I was like, dude, that's dope. All right, cool. So it looks like we were able to set our weak reference as long as we specify that this is 100% going to be UI label, which makes sense. And we are going to do that. So I think we should be okay. I think we should be okay there. Other than the fact, no, yeah, I think we should be good. So let's continue on. Just setting these properties up like that. We have var title detail label is another UI label. And then we'll just start on the top with the title label like we have been doing. And I think we've been setting everything up pretty nicely for success here to reuse a lot, which is really cool. Turn this label. Yo, Archer, what's up, Flutter? Yes, Flutter is also a really new hot one that came out. That's another great cross-platform one. From what I've heard from a couple people so far, and it's only a couple people, they still think it's a little too young. And can definitely use some improvement, but I mean, it literally just came out, so makes sense. Discord uses Electron or something, right? I'm guessing things like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. all maintain separate code bases for each platform. I don't know if Discord uses Electron. If you ever use Slack, Slack uses Electron for their desktop app. I wouldn't be surprised if Discord used Electron. But yeah, Electron is very similar. It's another JavaScript framework that essentially you write everything in JavaScript and you can run it on Windows, Mac, and Linux, which is really cool. And those big companies, I think it all depends on the platform, all depends on the application. Most of the time, I think for performance, they usually go with native code, but it really just depends. It really just depends. You need a Pro for most exports, I believe, but basic exports on Unity 3D are PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android, WebGL, tvOS. Dude, that is so cool. I had no idea. That's really awesome. I was really amazed when I first heard about that. All right, this one's a text field this time, so it'll be a little bit different here. UI text field, and then, but same deal here. We still need to do our translating to false here. That's for our constraints that we're gonna add on a bit later. All right, return text field. Dope. Yo, Chocolatine, welcome back. Thanks for coming in. How's it going today? Awesome. So we set these guys up here. We have our initial properties. These are needed for our actual logic of our cycles. So this is good to have. But I'm interested to see this weak reference stuff. I think we should be good. I'm excited to see it work out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're pretty much just going to follow our sketch doc, or by starting off with our title here. So what I have been doing is I've been keeping a constants file here of both strings and styling. So we have this denied alert section, and now we're going to do our add title view. This is going to be onboarding, add title. I'm going to call this add title text. Oh, this one's weird. Maybe we'll just call this onboarding add, maybe just add title text is probably the best way to do it. I didn't want to do add title text. I think I'll stick to a non-spa web development for the time being. Hey, there you go. You always have the freedom to look around, man. You always have the freedom to hang out, see what else is going on in the world. So I won't worry about it. But yeah, there's tons of stuff out there, which is really cool. Great. And you? Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Just doing some more iOS stuff, having a good time. It's been kind of a struggle for me this week for work, but today is my last day for the week. And then I'll be out the next couple days. Add title. Add title section title. I'm just going to do that. That just sounds really weird. It's just a comment here, but in case we decide to localize that. Excuse me. When we decide to localize that, we'll have that ready. So here what we're going to want to do is label.text is going to equal to our onboarding add title text. And then we're going to set our color here. Text color is going to be onboarding title font color. And then we also need to set the resizing text here. Should be label dot font should equal our onboarding title font. And this needs to be a UI font metrics. And with this, we can always go back here and reutilize these. I think what I need to do is actually make this into a helper method that just returns this for a title. So instead of writing this out every time, we just say, hey, this is a title. Go ahead and do that. Because we're using this same property here. This is just our set font and size. And then it's going to scale depending on the device title size. And then this should be label.size to fit. I don't think we need anything else after that. Yep. Looks about right. So now what we do here, which is really awesome, we can take our title label and we add it to our sub view. And we can go from there. Yo, me too. What's up? Thank you very much for that follow. Glad to have you part of the Pixelogic team. Thanks for being here today. So we have this thing called a title view layout. And this is how we were doing our constraints, or not even constraints. This is how we were setting up our view before. I would get the screen height, and then I would point by point place these views and set their widths and height. It was terrible. This is an awful way to do it. But it's good to show some refactoring. It's always a good thing. Let's go in here first and comment some of this stuff out. Have a great stream. I'm going to go off and start working with my mutant delegate again. Sounds good, dude. Thank you for coming by, man. Really appreciate you being here like always. Have a great stream. Have a great stream, dude. Enjoy those mutated delegates. Refactoring. Yeah, buddy. It's all about refactoring here. It's all about refactoring, baby. But we want to do it. I want to do this here. And then we can work with all this stuff. Do you write tests in iOS Dev 2? I'm assuming there's a testing framework. Yes, there is. So there's two. There's one that are just straight unit tests. But then there's also UI tests. I haven't written any UI tests. Something I think it's going to take me a little bit of time to understand and learn a little bit. But we have been writing unit tests throughout this refactoring process. And so me too, the format of the stream is we've been working on this app. This app is live right now in the App Store. If you use command cycles or command beta, you can actually be a part of the beta, get the latest builds that we do on stream if you have an iOS device. And every 30 days we release a new version to the App Store. So that's what we're doing right now. Oh, we don't need this. That's just junk. We do need this stuff though. And we'll keep this stuff here for now. And this we can comment out, but we will need this eventually. Cool. Yo, why more TV? Welcome in. As we know, technical debt tickets will always be solved. Yes, that is 100% correct. They will always be solved. They got to be solved, man. That technical debt pile can get real big real fast. All right, so let's go ahead and add our sub view here. So for this, we just do self.view.add sub view, and then we're going to take our title. Yeah, I call it title label here. And so when you call title label, it literally runs through this. Pretty much, it's like in a init. And it creates all this stuff set up for us, and all we need to do now is apply our constraints, or basically like positioning, based on, it's like dynamic positioning, almost like CSS. So yeah, I would say it's a very similar way to write CSS in iOS. Just got to add some properties here to make sure that it works. Yeah, me too. Check out that beta. All you got to do is download an app called TestFlight. It's from Apple. And what happens is you get updates every single time. Yeah, for sure, man. So this app is a daily habit creator. And the goal of this app is to help you build or even break habits on a daily basis. So let's say you want to drink more water every day. You can set what we call a cycle. And this cycle is set for drinking water 8 times a day. Let's say you can set it for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So cycles will generate all these notifications for you to help you start building that habit. And based on your interactions with the notifications, they come in later. And your goal is to complete your number of checkpoints, or the number of times you want to complete your cycle by the end of the day. It's on TestFlight. It is on TestFlight, but it also, the live version of the app is live on live in the App Store. If you search cycles on its own, unfortunately, you will get a bunch of period tracking apps, which is another refactor point for us, trying to figure out how to optimize the name of this app so you don't get just period tracking apps. But yeah, man, if that sounds interesting to you, I would love you to be a part of the beta. But if not, no worries, totally get it. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to set our top anchor. So how far away it is from the top of the screen. And since we're using things like notches these days on iOS devices, we need to do this thing called Safe Area Layout Guide. So those are layouts before those notches so they don't interfere. And so we're going to do top anchor dot constraint. What? Title label dot. Oh, right, because this is top anchor dot constraint, and this is going to be equal to this guy here. This is where we need to do it here. Yo, the tech exec. Balding, let's go. What's up, man? Thanks for coming by, Steven. And thank you so much for that host, dude. I appreciate you. I'm nowhere near app dev, so that will also be able to be pushed to smartwatches. Yeah, that's correct. This app is also on Apple Watch. So this is a iPhone and Apple Watch app that work together. I wish I could afford a decent MacBook. I'd love to dabble with iOS dev. Too expensive though, and resale prices are ridiculous. Yeah, man, I totally get you. There are a lot of people out there that actually use virtual machines to load up a version of macOS to develop these applications. So if that's something that you feel comfortable dabbling in, you should try that out. Check it out. What's good, man? Looking fresh as oh, thank you, my dude. Appreciate you. None, man. Just today feels like a very relaxed stream, which is really nice. But we're just continue working on day 5 right now, getting these, getting this stuff out, dude. So here what we're doing is we're saying, take my title that we're going to create. That title is going to be placed at the top anchor of my view, and it's going to be equal to the safe layout guide of the top anchor of the view that it's inside. So this whole screen, it's going to put it here, and it's going to be placed right here. And we set a constant of this margin. This margin's 48 points. So it's going to be 48 points from the top of this view here. And we'll take a look to see how that is. I tried that sluggish as hell on a VM, painfully slow. Yeah, unfortunately that's the way to do it. I know a lot, we were talking about this on Monday's stream. We had a lot of opinions on it, but yeah, I mean, you can always go the cross-platform route by doing things through React Native or Flutter or Xamarin or whatever. The problem is that you won't be able to really test it unless you have a MacBook. Yeah, there you go. Literally, yeah. That's Steven Tech Exec saying the same thing. And use the Android app to generate money for the Mac. God damn, is this guy a businessman or what? Holy moly. Dude, what do you do for a living? It's actually a really good idea, though. All right, and we're going to do the same thing here. The difference is a leading anchor, I think you can probably guess, is the leading point of the view. So this one for us is going to be on the left since we're using an English language here. Leading is going to be on the left side. Leading could be on the right side depending on the language you use if you're reading from right to left. So here what we're going to do is our leading anchor constraint is equal to our self.view.leading anchor here. And then here our constant again is going to be our margin to be spaced out the same. So with that said, let's take a look. Let's see what we got and see if we did anything right. I don't have an Android phone. Guess I could buy a cheap one of those. Yeah, it's true, man. You could buy tons of cheap Android phones. But also if you're developing like that, you can just download emulators on your device. You don't even need to buy a phone. And I tell people what to do. That I get the conversion. Yeah, that's a great job, man. Sounds about right. Sounds about right, dude. All right, so we go okay here. Unexpectedly found nil while unwrapping an optional value. Ooh. So this is what I was afraid of. That if we set a weak reference, this weak reference will actually be picked up by the garbage collector before, and that seems like what's happening here. Ooh, yeah. I got a question. What do you do when your group project, but you are the one who checks on the group status? I honestly hate them, the only one checking up on them. I want to go and do my own thing since they're not communicating like I'm doing with them. Oh man. Kick them out of the group and make it your own project. Yo, Me Too has a great solution. No, man, I think it depends. If this group project is for school, what I would suggest is if this project is based on like completion and not really group merit, but just like the final product, and it's not like, oh, you get a grade for doing X, Y, and Z, I would just do it to the best of your ability, even if they mess up, just so you can get your good grade if you're comfortable doing that. But if not, I would probably just hit up your professor and be like, hey, just want to let you know what's going on here. But in the real world, that happens. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's something that happens in the real world as well. So I would probably start by speaking with your professor, just so they know. Yo, Genta, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. Why more TV? Dude, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixelogic team. Glad to have you here, my guy. It's the final product. Yeah, man. It's hard because if there's no accountability on your partners and you are showing that you can do it all on your own, they're not going to budge. You know what I mean? That never happens in the real world. Nah, dude. Never would. That would never happen. All right, let's try doing this as let. That's the thing, man. I wanted to put a weak reference on that, but I don't think it's gonna work. Kind of sucks. In my experience, professors are understanding if you're forthcoming and don't wait until the last minute. Yeah, but it also depends on the professor. The professor could be like, well, this is something that you need to deal with on your own. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It really depends on the professor. Yeah, exactly, Silence. And I mean, if you haven't already, it sounds like you might have already, but you should just reach out and be like, yo guys, listen, dude, I need help. And this project is going to go under if I don't get help from you. So let's figure out a way to do this. Like, create a Trello board and be like, listen, this is what you need to do. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go, dude. Tech Exec has some great points too. You can also learn how to motivate others in that sense. That's a great idea, man. I never even thought about that. Good stuff. Yeah, reach out to your leader. There you go. What does weak mean in Swift? So weak in Swift is a way for the Swift's garbage collector. It's not called a garbage collector. The name escapes me right now. But it's a way for this garbage collector to come by and pick up or deallocate memory that's not being used anymore. So we use this weak reference here to say, okay, this label is going to be here, but go ahead and pick it up when we're done using it, essentially in this retain cycle. The problem seems to be that this is getting picked up even before we're setting it in our view. And so I'm not entirely sure how that works. I don't know as much as I should about the garbage collection here. So for now, we're just going to keep that. And I think, like I was saying earlier, towards the end of the 28 days, we're going to hit this up. Probably spend an entire stream trying to understand what we need to do here. That's just already. It's true, but I think Tech Exec is right, dude. There's a lot of really good things there. It will only help you later on, for sure. 100% will only help you later on. Being able to be that like leader, be that figure, you know? And at least at this point, right, you can think of this as benefits only for you. At the end of the day, you don't care what your partners get, but you need this grade, and you also you can gain some really great experience from this. Yeah, there you go, Genta. Thanks, man. All right, this should be good here. Yeah, see, but I'm pretty sure that view and those labels are not getting picked up. That's what the issue is. I don't know why, but this seemed to work, which is great. So now we can move on to our next one. Let's keep this as a weak reference again as well. Let's just see what happens. And I'm just gonna grab. It's just a detail section. I want to actually move this here. So essentially, we can just do this. And we just need to change up the oh, we haven't set our property for this yet. We got to put this in our string list here. So this will be our details label. So let onboarding details or add title details text. And so we're just going to grab that. We're going to grab them from our storyboard because I don't remember if I've made changes to this view in regards to text. Did you create those vector animations too? So I originally worked on this app with a friend of mine, and he was doing the design portion of it. So he created those custom animations. Yep. So those are all handmade. But I personally did not create them. I hope one day to learn, but as of now, haven't been able to. Yo, we gotta throw out some mad props to the tech exec right here. If you guys don't know the tech exec, he does stream every so often, but he's a very motivating entrepreneur. And very successful at that. So thanks, dude. Thanks for coming in and always spreading the positivity. Highly appreciate you. I want to use a reference. Yeah, exactly, Genta. I would agree with you. That's not how you spell onboarding. Onboarding. Add title. Section. Detail. Cool. So we should take this then. We can move this back over here. Set that like that. That should be good. Onboarding font. Onboarding detail font color. Number of lines. Oh, we got that there. Okay. And so we'll keep this as a weak reference. Let's see if it does the same thing. I would expect it to give us the same error, but you never know, man. I shouldn't be using self. I should just be using view here. Keep forgetting that. I'm gonna have to go back and kind of get those things out of there. This is detail. And then we'll do our for each here. You have you localized your app? I mean, do you actually have the translations? I do for Spanish, Portuguese, traditional, and simplified Chinese. The problem is that I've made some changes to some of the terminology, and some of the App Store descriptions are not completely localized yet. So I have that localized function or extension off of a string to work with that. But they're not active right now. Eventually they will be. Yo, what's up, Pixel? Those darn ads. Those darn ads. Did you hire your translators? I did not actually. I literally reached out to friends and I was like, yo, luckily I have a friend who speaks simplified Chinese. Or traditional Chinese, and she actually told me that the only difference between traditional and simplified Chinese is the character detail. So you can actually plug in traditional Chinese into Word, and you can get the simplified Chinese characters super easily, which is really cool. And then my wife speaks Spanish; she's fluent. And then I had a friend who is fluent in Portuguese. And the funny thing is, Cycles has the most downloads in China, actually. It has more downloads in the US. There's too many pixels in this stream. That is also true. There are too many pixels. One of us is going to have to leave. Who's it going to be? How should we figure this out? Fight to the death? I would say so. And this one, we're going to do our top anchor to our title label. And then we're going to have to do the bottom anchor here. And that's going to be onboarding spacing, section spacing. Ever thought about the community to help you translate? Dude, yes, I have. I've been thinking about that a lot. I would love to get... everyone on this stream is not from the US, or most of the people are not from the US, which is so cool. And I would love for people to help out with that. And get in as many languages as possible. So yeah, I have thought about it. More people in China. I own an axe. Damn, dude. Damn, bro. All right. I don't own an axe. I own a ladder. I'll use a ladder, dude. I'll take you on with a ladder. Yes, they would. There are nice tools to do so? Oh, what tools are you talking about, man? I would love to know. I'm from the US. I guess I'm not on this stream, rip. Dude, I'm from the US too. I guess I'm not on this stream either. Why am I here? Yo, some more Doom? Let's go, boys. Yeah. So epic, man. So we're just adding our leading anchors and stuff here. So again, we're doing a leading anchor away from the leading point of the screen, and then we're doing a spacing from the title label here. And that's all we should need for this view. Oh, I guess... No, there was something else. There was something else we need to do for the detail section. Leading, top, trailing. Yes, it was the negative margin. Title, detail label, dot, trailing. US here. Hey, there we go. There are my US boys and girls. I'm a Dane. What? You damn. Let me double check. I used to help out a community translation. Dude, that would be fantastic. I would love that. I would love that. And that's kind of the reason why I'm setting up this strings list. I have an easier way to figure out all the text in my app. And then I can send it off to people to send. That would be cool. I would love to put a, on our landing page, is set up a section of the people that help translate and put all their Twitch accounts on there and stuff. That would be dope, man. I would love that. Oh, but I don't actually want software that is translated in Dutch. My own application using translate in Dutch. That's so interesting. But that makes sense. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're more comfortable speaking with, you know? Unless you are more comfortable speaking Dutch and you're just weird. Sweet I am. Welcome in, Sweet. TransFX is a nice service I've wanted to try for years, but it's expensive. Tell me more about it. Is to be paid. How many strings have you got? Crown is the one I saw before. Right now we only have like 6, but there's a lot. Because not only are these strings in the app that need to be translated, the App Store descriptions need to be translated for each App Store. So, yeah. That's what the issue is. All right, and here we're going to need to do a negative content margin. All right, here we go then. Let's see. I think it's going to crash because this is our weak reference, but 500 strings for $16 a month? Oh, dude, that's not bad at all. I would be very open to do that. So what? Let me throw this idea out there. Let me know what you all think. What's the benefit of using one of these services? How does it work, I guess, is really what I'm trying to figure out. Is it anyone who is a part of this like program or crowd-in or whatever, anyone can come and pick up and translate a string? Is that how it works in like any language? Or can I, like, I'm trying to figure out why I would pay for that. Or can I just set up a Google Doc and post it in the Discord and be like, hey, everyone, I would love for you to translate these strings in the language that you know. You know? That's what I'm trying to understand, like what the benefit of that is. Yeah. It found nil. Damn, dude. I wish I knew why those weak references do that. But just to keep this up, I want to make sure that we just get those in. A benefit is that you give a base language and anyone can translate and vote for the best translations. Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was trying to understand, and that's what I thought it would be doing. There we go. Type in a task that cycles can help you turn into a habit. I feel like it would be beneficial to add like a... Yeah, there'd be a lot of translations. That's actually really cool. And the thing is, if I can get more languages, the better, right? Like, it would be great. The main ones I need are languages over in Asia, but any language would be fantastic because that just opens it up to so many more people that aren't native English speakers, you know? So I'm thinking of adding like a... I don't know, like a suggestions here. So in one part of the app, we have a list of suggestions for cycles to create, which is over here, right? So our suggested names. I'm wondering if I can add those into here to make it a little bit more clear. I think some have auto translations too, and then users can improve them or vote for better ones. Interesting. Okay, so this one you all are talking about is called Crowdin, correct? Because that'd be kind of cool to add here. I just don't know where to put it. Okay, Crowdin. Awesome. Yo, thanks for that. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and save that over here. And I'm going to look more into it. But yeah, I would love to do that, man. The problem is I don't have all the strings set up, and that's going to take a while for me to get. And then like, you know, adding new strings and all this stuff, like it sounds like this app could really help out with this platform. So yeah, thank you so much for that, dude. I really appreciate you helping me out. Loving your iOS grind. Can't wait to see your next app in the near future. Or your work moving into iOS development. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you being here always, man. For real. And I'm glad you're enjoying. And if you have any questions, hit me up, dude. I know you've been working a little bit with that iOS stuff, but hope it's going okay. Just look, I'm a lazy bum. Holy moly, Pixel, get out of here. No lazy bums allowed. The USSR is next and specified. Let's go. We love it here, man. We love it. Okay, so for this, yeah, so I think right now we'll just keep this. I don't know. Maybe suggestions would be better. I feel like this... Type in a task that cycles can help you turn into a habit. I think that's pretty, like, makes a lot of sense. I don't know. For now, we'll keep that. It's okay, guys. Take a look at my Trello. Just use an exclamation point Trello command. It'll make you feel better about yourselves. Just look at the bugs column. That'll make you feel so much better about yourselves. All right, next thing we have to do is set up our UI text field. That's the big one. Kappa, my God. Come on. I'd rather play some games. That's always a good way to get around things, you know what I'm saying? So this one's going to be interesting because we haven't done anything with the text field yet. So I got to figure out what we want to do here. So the biggest thing is we set up our UI text field, and we do a lot of our text field setup here. I'm wondering if we should add this as an extension. This would be pretty dope. Let's see what we have here. I'm just going to grab this stuff. Another good thing about refactoring, all your code is already here. Most of the time. Okay, so for example, we have our border style and then our background color, given our height, borderline frame. So we're taking a double, we're taking the frame height, and then the width is going to be just the width. Okay. Oh, this is the X and Y position. No, this is not what we want, because we can use that with our constraints. So this can be done through constraints, which is what we really want to do. And then our border line, this is just our color, and then we add this to our subview. We don't need that section in here. And then I guess I have a tint color. Okay, didn't realize I had that. Add placeholder text and attributed placeholder. Again, we won't need to, we can do this here. So I guess let's keep that uncommented. So what I'm thinking is we actually make an extension here. So we might be able to use this if we decide to create more UI text views. And this thing we can call well, so here's the problem. I'm creating all these constant files specifically for the onboarding flow. Eventually what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to move any of these ones that can be used throughout the app into another constants file that is more global to this. Because I know we do have another input area like this, so it would make more sense. Okay, I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this extension here. Let's do UI label. And then when we get to the point where we're refactoring that other view, I'm going to go ahead and move that over to a more global file, a more global way of doing it. Because literally this is the only section we're going to be using in for a while now. I think it's a UI, it's called UI text view. UI text field. And so we're going to build this extension off UI text field. And this thing is going to be essentially a function that sets up this maybe do like set underlined input field. Maybe we just call it set underline input. I don't know if that's the best way to do it or the best name to call it, but I think that should be okay for now. Cool. And now we're going to be able to do this. We'll be able to take all this stuff here in our extension, essentially call self, give it a border style. So essentially saying border style none. I think we can just do none. Take this background color, make it a UI color clear. Our border line and our height. So we do that here. I play multiplayer whack-a-mole using Flubit. Here it is, everyone. Enjoy. So much pride right now. And then, so the one thing we want to pass in is our UI color. Comrade. So set underline input. Someone calls width border color. I'm not gonna do width. I'm just called border color. And this should just be a UI color, I believe. Yeah. Just because I can. There it is. It's beautiful. We have to get like a USSR emote up in here or something. Okay, so we pass in this color. Oh, and we have a tint. Are these the same? Yeah, they're the same color. What the hey? Oops, wrong one. Wrong one, not that one. Okay, so borderline will end up equaling our border color that's passed in. And then our tint color will also end up equaling our border color. I don't like how that's being used there. Yeah. Just be happy a 10-hour version doesn't exist. Oh my god. I'm scared. I'm sure if you do enough searching, you might be able to find one. All right, so that looks good. I think we can remove that stuff there. So essentially at this point we can do text field dot set set underlined input border color, and for that we're then going to need another section here. Add title view, input borderline. This one is only 9 hours. Ah, gotcha. Hey, at school, no sound. What's up, Isaac? You're missing the best thing, dude. For the Americans. The Madison Rising Rock edition of the Star Spangled Banner is the best. Dude, add it into the queue, man. If you want to check it out, I've never heard it. Let's do onboarding, add title, input border color. And that's just going to be what, yeah. I forgot to add the color here. It's going to be this guy, which will be, again, over in our constants. There we go. Yeah, Pixel dude. Hey, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Oh, I forgot that songs command's actually wrong. I used to do some use the second one, specify, my guy. Sorry about that. Songs. Forgot that command. Oh, an SR. Man, I forgot those commands. I added some more commands for specify. I guess I messed up. Yeah, Jopbot is for is for Clone Hero. I did a Clone Hero stream a while back. So this one's let onboarding title input border color. So we got to do that. And then here again we can do text field dot set underlined with onboarding title color. So that should be good. And then we can also do left view mode. We can add that to our extension here. There we go. Just adding all that fun stuff. Comrade. Oh, comrade. Okay, so we did that. We'll set our underline text there. The last thing we need to do to set up our view properly here. So it looks like our placeholder text. So we can actually do text. So like this is another thing that needs to be translated, obviously. Let's grab this here. And we can put that in our string list. We'll say let onboarding add title input placeholder. Oh Lord, this is, oh my God, this is a long string. Alrighty. But this can just be this here. And then we have our attributes. Which can just be text field. There exists an HDBs mod for Skyrim. Oh my Lord. All right, cool. So we're going to add our placeholder here. And what's going to happen is we need to then change this foreground color as well. Or we can just create this attribute here. This actually might be easier. No, let's do the color. So we can do extension, design constants. All right, here we go. Let onboarding add title. Foreground color. Foreground color, yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks good. And then we can add that here. And then, yeah, there we go. I think that should be pretty good. And then what we need to do is then set up our constraints again. I don't remember what I used the height for. I used it for something. Oh, it was for the frame. Okay, so we actually don't need that then in our extension. So let's remove that there, friend. Yeah, there we go. And from there, oh, I lied. Okay, we do need this. This is why. I forgot how I did this. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is we're taking a frame and we're setting it. Yeah, we're setting it as a subview inside our frame. So this will cover our current frame with our new setup. Yeah, okay, we do need this. Let's do this here, I guess. Again, we'll let height over here. And we need to have a height of at least 1. Or there was like some issue with, I think, it not showing or something like that. Okay, but if we do this. We did border color, so we're good there. And then we can do borderline dot frame. is going to equal to self.frame.height. Then self.frame.width. Yes. Okay. So I did that for a reason. So we're going to keep that there. All right. Hold up. Do that. And then. Yeah. Okay. I think we should be good. And we add this to the sub view. That should do it. But will this render in IE6? You know what? Probably not. It probably won't. It's okay. I don't want to know if it does. So the thing is, I think we're going to have to call this after we set up our subviews. And I'll tell you why. This happened to us last time. So essentially we create this instance of a text field. I guess we can try it. Let's see. Then we add our constraints. Once our constraints are added, then we would want to call this, because this is utilizing our size of whatever our view is to add this frame or this new border, right? The problem is, if our view is not set yet, our frame size is 0 by 0, which means it's not going to do anything. So I'm actually almost positive we do need to add this. So I'm going to do view did appear for status bar. Okay. Let's go here and we're going to say, crap, I always forget what it's called. Deny view layout. No. View did layout subviews. Right. So this gets called after all the subviews are set up. And so from here, all we need to do is grab our text label, which is title text field. Set underlined input for the border color, and then we can add our attributed placeholder there. And we should be able to see something there. So last step is to add all this fun stuff to our subview. Which should be title text view. There's hell to pay. Oh, yes, there is. Are you adding these songs, Pixel? Is this the type of music you like listening to? All right, we're going to do leading anchor. And again, we're going to add our stuff here. Yeah, I'm adding these. Nice, man. I can probably dig this. I'm feeling it. So we're going to add this constraint equal again to our constant and then again to our view here. So view dot leading anchor as well. And then that's going to be our onboarding margin, content margin. Yeah, man, so much easier to deal with this stuff when we just have variables. We can set up whatever we want. It'll be great. Then we're going to want to do our text field of our top anchor, which is going to, again, equal to our constraint that has this here. So it's pretty much going to be very similar to all the different views. The problem is, you know what? Actually, I wonder if we should just do it to the bottom. All of these have different keyboard sizes, which is the problem. That is the problem here. And I don't want my keyboard to be covered. I don't want it to be covered at all. You may like the cover the Star Spangled Banner added, but might not like the second song I added. It's more the Weekend style R&B. Okay. Yeah, dude, I'm down to check it out. I've been getting into more like the other day on stream I call it sad rap. emo rap. So I think I would be down to listen to that. I don't know what to do here. I don't know if we should. Or we just set it to the middle of the view. That could also be an option. Problem, it's not necessarily in the middle. Starts off quiet? Okay. Yeah. So far, good. I like it. Yeah, this is not technically in the middle. This sounds like Foo Fighters a little bit. Nice. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to set the... We're going to set it to the center of this view. Center X. I forgot to do this high. And then center Y. Yo, Coolest, what's up, man? Welcome in. Thank you for joining the Pixelogic team. Glad to have you here, my guy. Hope you're doing all right today. Thanks for stopping in. Dude, this is dope. I like this. I'm surprised I've never heard this. This should... Yeah, that should be... Oh, equal to constant. That's why. Should just be equal to get our right method. Yeah, there we go. Yo, Mornington Crescent, what's up? Hi, will you be developing any new projects? So currently right now, Mornington, we're really working on refactoring this iOS app. I don't know how long we'll be doing this for. I think probably for a good amount of time. But we'll eventually get back in doing 28-day projects. I'm really trying to brush up on my Swift and iOS development skills here. So a lot of this stuff we're going to be doing is going to be related to iOS. Specifically this app probably for a little while. Cool. Let's see what happens here. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I don't know when the next time we're going to start like a new project is. Essentially to me, this is like a new project. The amount of code that we're changing here is like we're rewriting the app over again. It's pretty much what's happening. There we go. That was pretty easy. Actually doesn't look that bad, except this weirdness here. Oh. And that text color though. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Why is the placeholder like that? But I think this looks good. I like it in the middle, and I think we won't have any issues with the keyboard. But I don't know if this will come up. Yo, Demon Wolf, dude. Thank you very much for that host, man. Appreciate you, dude. How's it going today? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, this is the jam right here. Is this other one that you added me to? Dude, this is dope. I like it. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this would be for an iPhone 10. I think that's perfect, man. I guess it looks a little bland here. I'm just kind of sad. Dude, this is dope. I like it, man. I gotta add this to my playlist. Just going on my phone. I'm gonna add this to my playlist. This is good, man. Going good. Was config a plugin so I could sell merch and DJ'd for a bit. Nice, dude. Very awesome. I'm glad your stream was going well, man. Dude, you're up early. Glad to see it. How's that 4 a.m. life treating you? All right, we need to figure out why this text is coming out like that when it's coming out black. We need to change it. Oh, because I don't think I said a text color. That's probably why. Is there a font color? Oh, and I didn't set any sort of. Ooh. We got to set up a new font text thing for this. More like a 2 a.m. life. Oh, damn, boy. Oh, damn. All the things good? Yeah, buddy. More like never go to sleep life. Okay, so for this, what we need to do is verify that we have our colors set up properly and our fonts. So this is title, detail, button. I don't know. I feel like we should be using maybe our detail input here. Let's see. Yo, I've been hearing a lot of people have been having issues with Twitch and like the UI kind of getting all jacked up. It's very interesting. I'm gonna try this out. I'm interested to see how this looks. So we can do this, and then we do our font, excuse me, and then our text color. And then that should just be like a onboarding detail white. It should be white, but this won't be white. It'll be like a more grayish. Let's see how it looks though. I think it's not gonna look too nice. I think that does look pretty nice. But I would rather have the text color be like I would rather have it white. So we're going to change that. So we did button. Button height. Just clean this up a tad bit. Okay, and so we did spacing, detail. Let's do our input. Input, this is going to be let onboarding input text color. And then we're just going to do this as a UI color white. I know that we have that set up here for our title font color, but I want to make sure I separate these out just in case later on we decide we want to change these things, you know? Yo, it's a pretty good song too. I'm liking it. All right, so we did that. We need to figure out how to get that spacing there. I think I did it before. And I don't know how I did it. I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with that. We set our onboarding detail font. That's fine. Our input text color is cool. Just figuring out how to make this spaced up a little bit. I think it's the way that we set up our view. So like this, maybe this placeholder? Actually, and I think we can add this. This one can be added here. Yeah, this is just our placeholder text, so the cycle name. Let's check out our extension real quick. So here, borderline, our height is 1.0. Our frame, let's try making this height as 2. I'm curious to see if this changes anything. I added a lot of all things good. My guy. Thank you, Pixel. Yeah, I'm liking your tunes. I'm liking your tunes, I must say. No. I'm not sure how to do this here. Yo, Klaus, what's up, dude? Spamming those pog emotes. Welcome back, man. Thanks for coming in. Hope you enjoy the new emotes, my guy. I appreciate you. We have our Rip Bun emote waiting for approval as well. So that one will be cool to have. Rip Man Tail. Man Tail. I'm going to look this up real quick. It's really bothering me. I think it looks really bad. Add spacing, I guess, to bottom of placeholder. UI text view. Something like that. Oh, yep, this might do it. Use text container inset. Yeah, that could totally do it. Oh, or actually overriding the input. I just noticed the man bun. Holy! You just noticed? It's hard to kind of realize it as my hair kind of looks pretty much the same. It's just not long anymore. It's all gone, dude. Rip the bun, boys. Rip the bun. Let's try this. The set text container inset. And we can add that here as well. That probably makes the most sense. Is it called set text container inset? Or maybe just inset? No, that doesn't look like that is correcto there, friend. Is this a UI text view? I gotta remember. It's a UI text field. That's probably why. Yeah, Claus, you're right. It doesn't really matter. I can usually figure it out within Swift 4. This one's 4.2. Looky there. Oh, really? Yeah, dude, most of the time, just as like a heads up, if you find anything that's in Swift 3, most of the time the API names are the same, or the method names are somewhat similar. Maybe a couple things have changed here and there, but you can kind of guide your way through just by searching something similar based on that, if you're having those issues. Yo, Coder's Life. Hey, man. Welcome in, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, interesting. So these are all overrides. I don't... Playing Alexander, your awesome app to Android and Mac. Thanks, dude. I don't know, man. I have no idea. So the biggest thing right now, before I think about platforms, is actually getting a database or set up a new infrastructure for it. Since we're doing everything locally, if I have cycles on iPhone, I would expect it to update on Mac or Android or whatever, right? Assuming that I have all these different platforms. So that's really the first step. So before I probably think about any other platforms would be that. But I had this really cool idea to actually extend cycles into a Twitch extension. Twitch extension for people. I feel like streamers could really benefit from this app. The thought really is, how can I get community involvement in a streamer's cycle? We can use iCloud to sync Mac, iOS, and watchOS. Yeah, you're right. We could. And I think I'm just going to leave this for now. I don't know. I don't really want to deal with this. This is annoying. Self.left view, padding view, self.left view mode. Wait a minute. Is that a thing? If that's a thing, that's probably much easier to do. So there's self.left view mode. Oh. Bottom view? Is there a bottom view here? Huh. Oh, it's probably because of the height of this. All right. I think we're just going to leave that for now. Doesn't that require JS? What do you mean, Claus? Like the Twitch extension? Yeah, Twitch extension would be a web app. We would make cycles essentially into a web app, which would be pretty wild. But that's what I'm saying. That's really the game plan, right? It's creating this infrastructure where we can create multiple platforms and utilize this and have them sync across all platforms. Is your day job an iOS dev? No, it's not. It's currently not. That's the goal. At this moment in time, that is the goal, which is why I'm doing a lot of iOS stuff, is I really want to get into a full-time iOS dev role with my day job. Okay, so that'll be okay there. And now we have to set up our actions for this stuff. So let's go back over here. The big thing to realize is we don't need that anymore. I want to put super at the top. And then we'll come here. We'll do this. We don't need self here. Did you code the animations? No. So those are actually created through After Effects. I've talked about this a couple times before, but I used to have a partner that helped me out with cycles at the beginning when we were first developing it, and he did a lot of design. So he created the animations. Okay, cool. So we do this here. We create get random ring asset. I don't need to even do that. I can just throw that there. Then we'll log to Crashlytics. Set that up here. Okay, the next thing is we need to enable this. So title text field enables return key automatically. So the return key will end up moving us on to the next view. So we need to include this as well. There we go. Set input. We pretty much have set all that up. We've set the placeholders and we've added the string. So that is good to go there, folks. Okay, view will appear. Set navigation bar hidden. Why do I do this twice? Let me comment this out. There must have been a reason why I did this twice. Else that's just really dumb. Okay, view did appear. This is when we launched the keyboard. Gotcha. So we set this as a first responder. Awesome. What else we got? View did layout. Yep. Set underlined input. Preferred status bar stuff. Fortunately, we got to keep that. I don't like the way that they did this, but then you got to do that now. Our sub views are there. These guys can get out of here. And then this we can remove because we're not going to use setup text attributes any longer. Cool. We don't have that anywhere here. Okay, so the main thing is to check why we had this here in the first place. Or more so, maybe what we should do. Keep this here and then view will appear. Just going to comment that out. Because I feel like that's kind of unnecessary to have that if we don't need this here. But let's see what the outcome of that was. Press OK. Cool. Our first responder comes up. I didn't notice anything with the nav bar. So we do that. Then we can press return. Oh, yeah. We have to, enable our actions. Yeah, here we go. We got to link that. I forgot. Our action isn't linked to anything. Essentially, when we press return, that should trigger our action. Oh, this is dumb. We should just pass in whatever our input was. Okay, anyways, yeah, so that looks good there. Let's set up our action then. And how am I doing my text field here? We can just grab the value from the text field. And we should be good to go. So next button, tapped. Yo, Ahmed, what's up? Welcome in. Thank you for that follow. Glad to have you here, part of the Pixologic team, my guy. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so let's make sure that we register our action here. It's probably pretty important. Unless, wait, where's this? Where did we have text field primary set up? It was an IB outlet, so it was hooked up with our storyboard. Added a hell of a ton of songs. Dude, these are some awesome jams. Good stuff, man. I'm liking them. Snap. I don't remember what this was for. Let's do a quick diff of our original file and what we've changed. So obviously a lot here. So text field primary action. This is what I'm really curious about. What was it hooked up to here? It was hooked up to the storyboard. Must have been hooked up to the input. Yeah, text field primary action. Let's look up how to do that. Add text field action, Swift. No, and we don't want it for that. We want it for the keyboard. Okay, so this looks like we were able to remove it. So you run action on keyboard return tab. 17 songs? Nice, man. It's the one thing I love about Festify, dude. Always get a nice taste of music in there. And the cool thing is that people can vote. I don't know if you all knew that, but you can actually vote on songs and it'll bump it up to the queue, the songs that have the most votes. Oh, UI text field delegate. Did I have that? No, I didn't even have that. What the heck was I using here? I guess because I was doing through storyboard, it was different. Yeah, here we go. This is what I probably did. Primary action triggered. Yep, that's exactly what I did. All right, let's see. Wonder if we can still set primary action. Set primary action, text field. Yeah, thanks, Pixel. Appreciate that, man. Set primary action, text field, Swift. I think we're going to still have to conform to the delegate, but let's take a look. Let's see what happens. Yo, be a code. What's up? Welcome in. Glad you made it, dude. How's it going today? Let's see if we can add. Maybe there's like a primary action. So if I do this target, what UI control events do we have here? Oh, primary action triggered. There we go. Let's see if we can do this. I think we might be able to do it like this. And then this will be our text field primary action. And then from here, our target will be self. Going good. Plan to fight with AR Kit today. Oh, nice, dude. Hopefully you don't have too much struggle. It's pretty straightforward. I think you'll be okay. You got this. Right now we're just working with still converting our onboarding storyboard views into just code in the actual view controllers. We're doing pretty good. We're on our third view out of 6 or 7 right now. Right now we're working on this view where you input your cycle title for the first time. And so I'm actually setting up an action handler for a primary event that happens. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to comment this out right now. Even though it should work, I want to make sure that this is getting fired off. So we should get a print statement down here showing that next button was tapped. Hopefully that works. So look, you can't click that there, which is good. Or you can't tap that. So if I do hi. Yes, there you go. Next button was tapped. There we go. So one, we need to change this to next. And then we need to just wire this up. Whew, nice. Easy peasy. So all you need to do, if anyone was curious. Oh, interesting. All you need to do to set up a primary action now, since iOS 9, is you just add a target and you set the control ID to be the primary action trigger, and then just pass in your action. Easy enough. Okay, and for now we're instantiating this new controller. We're gonna do this, and I don't want this. It should always be some value here. But we will always pass in. I'm going to print this out. Title was nil. Setting as cycle. What are you building in ARKit, Bia? Okay. And so we create our cycle here. And pretty much what we want to do. Why don't we just do a guard here? Guard let's cycle equal initial cycle. Else we can do a log to Crashlytics. And right here what we're going to do is say initial cycle was nil. There we go. It's fun to add songs to Festify. I'm glad you like it. I thought that app was ingenious. I think it's incredible. That's another Twitch extension I think would be extremely awesome. Is essentially have like this queue where people can vote for songs. And even as like a monetization standpoint, for streamers, is have people cheer bits for more songs too, which is really great. For it to have like bump to the top of the list or something like that. Yo, what's up, Stacking? Dude, enjoy that pog, man. Enjoy that pog. That should be good. Oh, we need to do a return here. Well, if I can save location of thing relative to phone orientation, I'm thinking maybe some sort of sticky note placer. Nice, dude. Nice, man. When I was out in California for a little while, working on a startup, doing the augmented reality food menu app, and I met this guy who was actually working with ARKit, and he made an app very, very similar to that. Essentially, it was like a treasure hunt journal. So your friends could place these videos and pictures at certain points in space, and you'd get notified, or like you'd have to try and find that image or find that picture that someone left in AR. It was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah, dude. There's this thing he was telling me about it. It's called AR Cloud, I believe. Yeah, so AR Cloud is essentially a way to mesh your space with like your actual room space and setting up your points. So let's say you set up your, let's say you have your sticky note, right? And you want to place your sticky note at one point in space. Essentially, this AR Cloud saves that actual anchor point. And every time a person loads up the app, you load in that cloud mesh. And that has the space already mapped out, and it has your exact point where that sticky note was. So you can send these, I mean, they're just like packages or payloads of some sort of data type, and you can send them across devices, and that's it. Yeah, man. It just, it came out in ARKit 2, I think. The AR Cloud concept has been out, but I think in ARKit 2.0, they incremented that. So yeah, man, it's very cool. Yeah. Learn something new every day, eh? Yeah. Okay, so if the cycle was nil, pretty much here, we need to add a to-do to add some error log goes here. That's a task I need. I thought we're gonna make a React Native component actually that is an error, like an error modal, and we can just add a bunch of crap to it. So I'm excited to do that. It's really needed. Cool. So we do this, we trim characters. Then we say if add checkpoints VC does not equal nil. This should be beforehand. We should do this. If this is not even correct, then we should really just break out of this. Yeah, no problem, man. Enjoy it. I hope you have fun. It's ARKit's a lot of fun. And doing stuff like that's really cool. A while ago, we were working on an AR app sort of similar to that, where I would take a picture. This was in like ARKit 1 and like 1.5 came out. I would use a camera roll, and based on the places where you took these images, it would show you images nearby in AR and stuff. And then video capability came out, all this stuff, man. So you should have no problem getting that done. Okay, that should be good as long as that's not nil. And our navigation controller does not equal nil here. Oh, we need to set up the storyboard. Yeah. And then as we go through this, we actually need to remove our storyboard as well. Eventually. My keyboard breathes? How does it do that? How does your keyboard breathe? One of the apps are for a portfolio. Nice, man. Yeah, dude. Kill it. That'll be a really good one. Oh, you mean like lights? Like, what the heck are you talking about, bruh? Breathing lights. No, I think Pixel's right. I think the actual like adjective they use for that lighting setting is breathe. Cycle goes there. What did I copy? Main storyboard, that's what it was. So we need to change this to be this for now. We don't need to really check for this. What we can do is we can just put a question mark. Yeah, just like this. Oh, baby. Classic. And then we can add our push here. Oh, our tint color. Yeah, we need to set that up too. I have a Razer keyboard. Is the term. Yeah, I have one too. That's how I know the breathing. Yeah. I love my machine gun sounding mechanical keyboard. Sounds a little scary there. I don't know why I'm doing this here when I can easily just do this on like view will appear or something like that. I like ripple, but the problem is when it's dark, the lights aren't on, so I can't see my keyboard. We'll look at this in a minute, but let's see here. Think we should be good. Dude, Stranger Things, July 4th. Hope you all are excited. All right, I think with this update that we've been doing, the UI has been looking cleaner and cleaner. By changing these small things, little by little. I don't watch Stranger Things? What? Why? How? How can you not watch Stranger Things, man? It's a tofu version of Africa. How'd you know? Yeah, Game of Thrones? Oh, dude. I had like a love-hate relationship with Game of Thrones. A very, very love-hate relationship with it. There we go. Nice. Ah. I see there. Back. Why is that back? Yo, Nuggets, what's up, dude? Gasp. We gonna need to talk about that. Yo, we can talk, man. I don't watch Game of Thrones either. Holy moly. Dude, if you watch one show, man, you gotta watch Stranger Things. Or Black Mirror. I would accept either. Oh, Weezer's version. Yeah, dude. You broke my heart. Because it's a Stranger Thing. Oh, I got him. Oh, dude, Ninja Sex Party. Yeah, I've heard a couple songs from them. Very interesting band. I don't know, dude. So I watched the first season of Game of Thrones. I really enjoyed it. I watched the second season. I enjoyed it. And then after that, it kind of just went downhill for me. I don't know what happened. I really don't understand. I just kind of like... It just got boring for me. I don't know why. But maybe I need to give it another try. I had to watch the first episode of The Office like 4 times before I actually sat down and I'm like, all right, this show's going to be pretty good. So maybe I need to do that with Game of Thrones. The thing is with Stranger Things, I was hooked immediately. It was so good. Yeah, that's right, Pixel. That's right. All right, we need to figure out why this is happening here. But before it's... So that seems to be working, which is awesome. Before we do that, let's get our return, our keyboard return to be a next button. I don't remember how to do that. Yeah, there's like some delegate I think you call. Oh, it's just on the keyboard? No way. Dude, easy peasy, bruh. Text field, and it was called return key type. Damn, okay. Do they have a next? Yes, they do. I love it. I can't figure out other people like The Office. Dude, it's so funny because I was the exact same way. I'm like, this is the stupidest show I've ever seen. I watched that first episode 3 times. And I'm like, why do people like this show? It's so dumb. And for some reason, on the 3rd time, I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to go to the next episode. Let's see what happens. Because they're short. They're like 20 minutes. And I watched the 2nd one. And I was like, okay. Like, this is all right. And then the 3rd one came on. And I was like, all right. I like this show. And I binged the 9 seasons in like a month and a half. It's crazy. Norseman is a good series on Netflix. Oh, really? Dude, that sounds like a great show. I might check that out. Yeah, that's what everyone says. It's the first season is really developing the characters. I think they did a really good job with bringing your like, I don't know what it is, like the connection with the characters that you have in the show. I really had this connection with like all the characters. I don't know why. I can't really understand. I don't know. I feel like I'm just babbling now, but yeah, give it another try. Try to get through the first 3 episodes if you can. If you're willing to dedicate an hour to just try it. There we go. Next. Okay, cool. So that worked. Awesome. I love Parks and Rec though. Dude, if you like Parks and Rec, you'll like The Office. I hate Parks and Rec. But I think you'll like The Office. A lot of people I know who watch The Office like Parks and Rec. Whoa, oh god. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Okay, so this part here, yeah, so this actually sets up our next item to be nothing. Oh, I understand now. Okay. Remember when we removed the navigation thing down here earlier? This is why we needed that. I gotta figure out where it was. What? View did appear. We still have though, right? View did appear. Yep. Status bar. View will appear. This is the one we were missing. So view did load. View will appear. View did appear. All right, let's try this. That should fix our back button there. Okay, cool, Pixel. I'm going to check it out. That sounds actually really cool. My wife is on the 4th attempt at it. Crowd. Oh, at IT Crowd, she still can't make it past the first episode. What's IT Crowd? I've never heard of that before. Yeah, Ready Player One's on Netflix. I gotta watch that too. It's not a good movie? Oh, wow. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. Let me form my own thoughts on it. Truth. What? Whoa, dude. Whoa. Relax. I have not watched IT Crowd before. I have not heard of it, actually. Okay, so high is here. Yeah. There we go. Nice. Yeah, we don't want any back buttons here. But this seems pretty good to go now. All right. Let's I think we're good here. I can't think of anything else that I'm missing. Yeah, this... Oh, no, we're not done yet. The best part, we gotta delete the storyboard. This is the best part, guys. Deleting everything from here. Oh, baby, feels so good. Someone get this phony off my screen. My God, so intense right now. Rip storyboard? Nah, man. Goodbye storyboard. Good riddance. It's been fun. But now what we need to do is we need to instantiate our controllers properly. So the next one is the add title controller. So really what we need to do is this. Yeah, and we understood that this actually didn't help with anything. So we're going to remove that there. And then we're going to come here and do this. Awesome, awesome. We wanted to just bring up Apple products on Monday stream. Yeah, that's also true. That was pretty crazy, man. Like, I know people are passionate about their opinions on those things, but man, people were real, like, had very many opinions on that, which is not a bad thing per se, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. I'm kind of shocked you allowed to go that far. I don't really think it went that far, stacking. I just think people were very passionate about how they felt about Apple products. And like, I mean, I don't personally care what you think about Apple products or whatever products you like, you know? As long as everyone's like being respectful, I don't care. You can bash Apple all you want. You know what I mean? I was a little out of control. Yeah, but I guess in a way that it wasn't like... I didn't think it was out of control in a way where it was bad, per se. It was just people talking about how they don't like a certain product. You know what I mean? But maybe you're right. I don't know. I didn't feel anything towards it. Passion. There you go. Yeah, passion. I prefer Samsung. There you go. Samsung preferred. Okay, so that will go there. And then essentially we'll need to do the same thing over in our denied controller here. So really what we need to do is just this. And we don't need to check our main storyboard any longer here. So let's get that guy out of there. Feels good, man. Getting that storyboard stuff out. This should also be the same. I don't think we need that any longer. And then we do need that still, though. I think we're good. Yeah. Denied. Okay. Action. Push controller. We're just creating this new instance. Oh! Wait a minute. Do I need to set... No, I don't need to pass this on yet. Okay. No, we're good here. We're good here. That's going to be in the next view controller. We need to pass on our initial cycle. Did you stream at all yesterday? No, I did not. Yesterday I had something early in the morning for work that I had to do. So I wasn't able to stream, but streaming today. I won't be streaming the rest of this week as I'm going to be out of town. And then actually next week, I will also be out of work for business. So I won't be streaming till next Friday. So this is going to be a sad week, man. I'm going to miss you all. It's been a while since I haven't streamed for more than 5 days. All right, let's try this up. Let's see what happens. Rip. Yeah, Rip is right. Yeah, I know. It's so sad. But so my job requires me to travel. And I've been actually pretty lucky where I haven't had to travel a lot. I used to have to travel almost every other week. But now I'm only traveling about once a month. So I used to do hotel streams where I'd stream in my hotel. But I don't find it fun. I don't really like it. And so if I'm not enjoying it, I don't really want to do it, unfortunately. So, yeah. So next week I'll be traveling from Monday to Thursday, and then so I'll probably do a stream then Friday morning, like usual, and then I'll try to do a stream on the weekend. We can do an extra long stream like Saturday or something. Yeah, see, that one does it too, man. All the views are doing it. They're all doing it. They all need a weak reference. Yeah, dude. I don't know what's wrong with that, but I think it has something to do with deallocating those views. You made me use the word phony twice in one shit. Dude, you're using it yourself, man. Jesus. My work tries to make us all attend one conference a year, and I just laugh at them. Oh, I'm sure that conference is fun, though, no? You still ain't telling us what IT crowd is. Dude, it's not even worth it now. It's not even worth it. 24-hour stream when? Dude, that's a good question. The next 24-hour stream will probably be when we do the hackathon event, Hackalong. Which I have to finalize the date by the end of this month, so like by next week. If you guys haven't heard of Hackalong, we put it on last year in August. Yeah. It was really fun, dude. We had a lot of people come in. We had a bunch of people streaming. And basically it's a 24-hour hackathon coordinated by Twitch streamers for all their different channels and everyone on Twitch. And people won prizes and made projects. We did like demos and all that fun stuff, man. It was a good time. It was a good time. So want to do it again this year, but I want to make it bigger and I want to make it better planned, because I think we only planned 3 months in advance. This time I want like 6 months planning, get sponsors, get some cool prizes, get like much more swag, all that fun stuff, man. We had shirts and stickers. Good, man. It was a good time. It was a good time. But to answer your question, TLDR, probably in the next 5 to 6 months. Yeah. Or one day that I have a weekend free to myself, I'm down to do a 24-hour stream. So this seems to be working. The issue, again, stems from the fact that these are not weak references, man. So these aren't getting picked up quick enough. But if I set them as a weak reference, then they're nil. I'm gonna look at this real quick. I'm curious to see if we can find anything here. Arc. Yeah, that's what the garbage collector is called. Arc. My interest in blogging about references start with IBL. It's moo 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 moo. Okay. Sure. And S and strong references are used to describe relations between objects. Yeah, understand that part. If I ever hear a cow say I'm running. Yeah, that's going to be one jacked up cow, dude. I would run too. So in this example, person has a strong reference to pet, right? And pet has a strong reference to person. Okay. The problem with example is that because these objects hold strong references to one another, Arc is unable to deallocate memory when one of the objects are not needed. Out of mana. Nice. In theory, if pet was nil at any point, person will still hold a strong reference to pet. In turn, if person is nil at any point, Arc will not be able to free enter memory for this object either. To prevent this retained cycle, we create properties that hold a weak reference instead. So weak references are created in keywords weak before its declaration. Unlike strong references, weak references have a retain count of 0. Because the object that is being referenced can hold a missing value at some point and is subject to being deallocated by Arc. Oh, guys, I think I realized what the issue is. Hold up. I set a UI label with an exclamation point saying that this will 100% not be nil. I didn't say that would be optional. Oh my lord. So what do we do then in this instance? This might be the trick. So if I set this up as an optional UI label, but how do the IB outlets share weak var pet? Following example though, we can change property from within a class so that it holds a weak reference to another class like so. Yep. Yeah, so in relation to the pet class has a strong reference to person, but person class has a weak reference to the pet class. That makes sense. This means if pet becomes null at any point, the person class will release the memory stored for this type in its pet property. That makes sense. So assuming that we navigate from one view controller to another, if we have our weak references on that controller, assuming that the view controller is set to nil at that point, because it's being deallocated off this, it's still on the stack, but I don't know if it's deallocated at that point. I don't think so. So at that point, any view that is weak reference to our class here should be deallocated, and we shouldn't have any issues. I don't think. IB outlets belong to the views, so they can be weak since they can't be collected without view getting destroyed. IB outlets belong to the view, so they can be weak since they can't be collected without the view getting destroyed. So does that mean I should be setting, yeah, the view holds a reference. Okay, I get you. But if I do an IB outlet here, right? Like if I did IB outlet, this is expecting a reference to the view then, right? A view in the storyboard. But does that work then the same way where I can declare this as an IB outlet and still reference my view here? Does that make sense? I think I'm confused on the fact that when should I be referencing IB outlet if I've only understood IB outlet to be a reference to a storyboard. That's as far as my 3 days of Swift goes. No worries, dude. I appreciate that. because this actually might be a bit interesting. Mhm. Yeah, no worries, dude. I appreciate that though. I think that makes somewhat sense, but I don't believe this IB outlet would make sense here. I think if we did something along the lines of, we set up this weak var title, which is UI label. The problem is that the way that I've structured this, it doesn't really make sense. Right? Like if I look at this value, this is a title label. It's a UI label var. Essentially, it inits this, right? Which is a part I don't understand. You would assume that that would happen there. Let's do this. Let's put a guard here. Just curious to see what happens. Guard let label equal title label, else just return here. Essentially we can do this. Yo, Nap fam, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I think that we can try this out and see if this weak reference would go through. And then this would just be a label here. So if our title label ends up being a non-nil value, we'll skip through and we'll actually add that to our subview. So that's going to be this title up here. So let's check that out and see. I do think that this is the reason why our views are super janky when we're navigating through. Unless it has to do with my instance of the navigation controller, but I don't believe so. Like that's so jank there. Oh man. Oh, it returns out of this. I'm so wrong. Yeah, so it doesn't even, since it returns out of this, it won't set any of the other views. Damn, okay. What the heck is this, man? This is weird. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that more. There's definitely something going on with the way that this is being navigated. Okay. It's kind of frustrating. But this is going to take more research on my end and more learning to understand before we can fix this. Let's go over here. Let's make sure we add that in here. So there definitely is an issue with the navigation flow on the with VCs that are not created in the storyboard. It seems possible that there is an issue with Arc not picking up the views declared in the VCs. But I'm having issues setting up weak references to these properties. To be continued. I think this is a really awesome problem that we've ran into, actually. I think there's going to be a lot of really cool learning stuff from how all these views are actually working with each other. But without that, right, we still have this stuff working, which is good. What's up, Push Me Brah? Do you know where I can get some help with JavaScript problems? We do know JavaScript here. You can also join the Discord if you're interested. We got a cool community over there with a bunch of programmers, a bunch of people into tech. We have a section for programming help. So there, or I would just try looking on Twitch, seeing what's out there. Stack Overflow. There are very, very many outlets for you to get your questions answers, my friend. Cool. Cool. Thanks, man. Glad to have you. Yeah, so all looks good. I guess right now we'll commit this code. So it looks like at this rate, we're doing about 1 view a stream. And I think that makes sense. There's a lot of stuff we need to change in these views. So and we're doing a tad bit of refactoring for these views too. And this we'll be able to remove eventually. Cycle name should be good. All right, let's go ahead and do a diff, and that's probably going to be the end of the stream. Whoa. I'm gonna get status first. Storyboard stuff I don't care about. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so we added a new extension. Yep, that's going to create our underline stuff, which is really great. We just pass in a UI color. So I'm cool with that. Then we got, what do we got here? Here's the main view that we ended up editing. So we added all our labels in here. We removed some stuff. Added some more text field stuff there. Fixed up our action to be our primary action and set that as an action handler. What else we got? Setting up our navigation to our next controller. Looking good. Ooh, and this is best. Moving all this stuff. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Yeah, dude, moving all that junk. That's great. Hide navigation stuff. We're good. View did low subviews. Yeah, to set up our underline. Seemed to work great. Yep. Oh, and the best part, removing all that stuff, adding in our constraints there. Our constraints seem to be working out really nicely. And with our constants file, which is really exciting. I love to see that. Cool. And then denied alerts. This was the one we worked on Monday. I removed this and I put the navigation to be our new controller here since we removed it from storyboard. We're not using that reference anymore. Here we added an input color, add another section for spacing. We added a add title view, our input underline colors. We have a border color and a foreground color. So that's looking good too. What else do we add? Our string list. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Oh, nope. Yeah, so here we removed, no, here, yeah. We ended up doing, adding our title, details, and placeholder text. So that's good. And then finally, our welcome view controller. I don't remember what I changed here. Oh, right. We had to change up this to now utilize our controller instead of the view controller, instead of the storyboard. Awesome. So that is it. So let's add that. Git add. All right. Git commit. Removing Add title from storyboard. And refactoring. Add title. Add tutorial title. BC to utilize. All right, pushing that up. Good stuff. We did it. We did it, folks. And with that being said, guys, appreciate you all for coming out today. Thank you for being part of the stream. It's always fun. We're having a good time. I hope you guys are enjoying. And thanks for all the support and good times. At the end of every stream, as always, folks, it's time to raid. You had to get close to the commit message limit on that one. Yeah, man. I've been putting a lot larger commits in than I usually do. I don't know why. Something changed. I used to never do that. But anyways, let's go see who's on Twitch today in the dev community. Let's throw them a nice little raid. Let's check some new people. Let's see if we can find any new developers out there. Let's see what we got here. Well, this is cool. Well, this looks pretty dope. But this is Korean. I don't know if that's going to be a good time for us. Mostly Twitch, JavaScript Twitch bot spaghetti. That might be a good one for us. Oh, there's actually a good amount of streamers on today. Doing some stuff. That's awesome, man. I like this one because they're talking about spaghetti. They use spaghetti, which is good. Numbers have really tanked? People don't like Fluffer. That could be true. Yeah, that could be true, man. Let's rate this guy. This sounds good. So if you are a sub, grab that first message. I changed up the command to be our Pog emote, and our new raid message is now rip the bun. Because rip the bun, my guys. Rip the bun. So stick along for this raid. Let's give this guy some love. Welcome him to the programming community. And make sure to grab those messages. Let's show him some love. Rip the bun. I appreciate you all for coming by. Like always, everyone. For real, it's been a blast, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. And if you haven't, make sure you join that Discord channel. Get in, talk to us off stream. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Stick around for that raid, and let's show this guy some love. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Peace and love.